We get to talk about the upcoming Newtype challenges that I'm going to be facing. So make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So Newtype challenges are coming up this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for me. I'm going to have a different one each and every day, and they're all going to be within an hour and a half away, which is actually not too bad considering. And I know you guys have been like, "Oh, Robbie, you know, more Gundam content." So we're going to talk about what I want to play and a lot of the things that I have seen. So actually this past weekend on Friday, Saturday, I went to two locals. One on Friday, I wanted to test out the 333 in wing, where you're playing triple Death Scythe, triple Shenlong, and triple of the wing. It was a build that I think topped the European regional recently, which it looked fun. Unfortunately, you get bum rushed and you lose the game, which was okay. Actually, last Tuesday on Veterans Day, we went to another local and I tested out 4 Shenlong, 4 wing in Wing Zero, and I unfortunately lost Apion because, if you don't draw Shenlong and the matchup where they're stacking up, all these blockers, you kind of lose. I did get 3rd place. I got 4th place. I'm not upset. I still top forward. My friend ended up winning with Clan, which you guys already saw the profile for that. So that was that testing. The 3-3-3 split didn't work. We went to another local Saturday, and I wanted to test out the Ponda Duality, and I wanted to test out Death Scythe, and cut Shenlong and see, because one of my earlier builds I had was like, you're playing like Ale Strikes, you're playing Kira's to power down things, and you're basically trying to generate a bigger control game while setting up blockers. If you're playing wing, you're doing the big one right now for the big builds is like just Shenlong smash through blockers, be more aggressive, go through. The trade-off with that build is 1 year War Rush just kind of ransacks you a little bit harder, and it's not really a lot that I feel like that you can do. So it's like, all right, well, if you think everybody in the room is going to be playing blockers, kind of protect, you play the Shenlong smash through, and then you set yourself up to being rushed down a little bit more, or you be the blocker deck and use more of the blockers yourself to basically try to absorb these hits and try to mitigate some of the impact from 1 year War Rush. And it is such a big coin flip right now, because I don't know. I've had multiple days of testing so far, and at this point in time, I'm even more confused with what I want to do. Because, I don't understand how you got away with playing 3 Death Scythe, 3 Shenlong, 3 Wing, because that is... When I played that build, I love having Wu Fei's in my hand with Death Scythe, and I love having Shenlongs and Dual Maxwells in my hand. It's the exact opposite party of what I wanted to be seeing, and it just felt like Brick Central at that stage, and I didn't really like that. So I think I'm leaning towards actually testing out Shenlongs. I love Death Scythe. I'm not gonna lie, I've been one of the fanboys at his, he wants to play the Gundam that he likes. It hasn't been so much about the experience of, Wing best deck, obviously, but I love Wing. I grew up with Wing. It was kind of that, and I've always loved Seed as well. So, getting to play these little blockers. Contrary to popular belief, I don't really like the Big Freedom. I get it, it's a cool card, but it doesn't feel like it tends to come up. And also, I know that going into these events, I'm probably going to be playing a crap ton of Wing. And, my variance of luck lately has been losing most of my dice rolls. I actually lost to the red-white Shinanju turbo deck, where, they're just high maneuverability, having a lot of blockers, not having things cleared up. I also lost to Blue White because he was able to drop 2 Grandpa Gundams on the back end of things, and there's not really much you can do. I mean, 3-4, you can't clear that up with Wing Zero, so you're just kind of like, yep, there's not much you can do about that. Overall, the state of playing Gundam has been great. I have loved the game. I'm willing to travel, an hour and a half around the region. We actually have a local that's an hour and a half away that does box tournaments every Saturday for the game. And I think it's also pack per win, which when my friend has off work, we're probably going to try to go down to that as much as we can, because that's spectacular. That's the level of prize support that, all these other games really wish that they could get the chance to see. I mean, yeah, Yu-Gi, there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Winner boxes and things around, but I mean, like, they don't really get a lot of attendance, and these locals don't feel like they tend to grow. Now, I do think going into the Newtype challenges, I think 1 Year Wool Rush is going to be a very scary deck. Though my friend who loves 1 Year Wool Rush has been playing the deck religiously since it came out because he loves Char. He just got Oops All Blockered on Saturday. And it's like, well, if your opponent just curves into, Zwart, Rick Diaz, double Rick Diaz, rides a freedom on you on the upcoming, or an Ale Strike on you in the next couple turns, there's not much that you can do about it. But at that point in time, it's a lot of high roll at that stage. And that's kind of where I am right now with things. There is a lot of high roll within Gundam right now, but that's kind of why I wanted to play the Operation Meteor Duality top 5 check, because I feel like being able to search for those resources, and it's also why I like Death Scythe as a card, because getting the resource ramp, getting the first strike feels absolutely amazing. But I've been on the opposite end of getting Shenlonged the minute that, my opponent hits the ramp up with that. And, you're suddenly getting, your blocker torn through, you're getting breach forward through your base. Shenlong, being able to attack, breach, and swing through the shield is just, it's such a crazy thing to just see how much power that card actually has. And damn, man, it is so crazy. But once again, I mean, this just sounds like, Robbie, you're complaining because you're getting it handed to you. I mean, no, not really. It's the matchups. If you choose to play blockers, I mean, Shenlong's going to tear through you. But I mean, that's just the meta diverging. One side of it, it's Turbo Rush. The other side of it is going to be, destroying your blockers and generating advantage of it. You've got to find your place within the spectrum of this to really find that equilibrium. That's why, I wanted to test the 3-3-3 build, where you're 3 Death Scythe, 3 Shenlong, and 3 Wing. It didn't seem like a bad idea, because it feels like you can curve through, the best of all the worlds. You're pretty much maximizing on breach, trying to get through. You've got a lot of advantage that you could, in theory, see. But the problem is, some of these mulligan hands are just awful. All right, there's nothing that you can really do to come out of some of these situations. It's a 1-on-1 game. You have to understand that, because, there's a lot more variance and things involved with this, that, your losses are going to feel a little bit worse. I think it's probably why I'm, not necessarily molding over it, but it's just in terms of playtesting and things from what I've been seeing on, the swing of the pendulum here, I've been drugged to one side of the extreme one day, the other side for the next. I just got to be in the right place to counter the extreme at the right time. So, I don't know. I've got a couple days to decide, but people were requesting my thought process and to make a video and content, so there it is, people. So we'll see how the triple Newtype challenge goes this upcoming weekend, but please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.